Okay, so here we are. This is the post game for Twitch Plays Pokemon Anniversary Crystal. Yes, I am doing a commentary video this time, but not because I had aspirations of ever doing this kind of content. Believe me, guys, if it was up to me, I would just strictly talk to scammers all day. I don't want to bore you guys with commentary or try to be funny or any of that stuff, because I'm not. But with this hack in particular, I felt like it was necessary because there's no good documentation, walkthroughs, or video guides for it anywhere. So before I discuss that, I was doing some training because we're about to go back to Kanto. I haven't picked up the SS ticket yet from Professor Elm, and there's going to be a huge bump in levels. So, speaking of that, since we are going to the SS Aqua, let's put Starmie back in the front. So all of my Pokemon are at 68 right now. So let's get the ticket from Elm. You may notice that I'll just go silent at random parts of the video. That's intentional. I can't really play, or I should say I can't really battle and talk at the same time. I'm like a dog. I don't do one thing at a time. So forgive me for that. But again, I'm not really trying to be funny or anything. I'm just trying to give someone, if my videos can help someone with this game who's playing it right now. It is a pretty old ROM hack, so that's a stretch. But if I can give help to someone that's doing the post game on how to solve some of the puzzles, and we'll get to those, by the way, or how to navigate through the post game, because that's really when the problems start, then I've done my job. So like I said, there's no documentation, even in the official website for this ROM hack, which is long gone now. I think this is now hosted on the Rainbow Devs website, which is the same Rainbow Devs that took over Prism, which the original Prism team is the same team that worked on this hack. So if you notice the quality control and the similarities, that's why. The only video evidence you'll find of this is the Twitch Plays Pokemon stream. But it's just a recording of them actually playing the game. I mean, if you're looking for some answers to some of the puzzles, you're going to have to sift through a lot of video footage to find them. And even then, it's tedious because it's over 10 hours of footage each video over the span of days. So there's a lot of losing, a lot of back and forth, a lot of confusion. It's just not ideal if you're looking for answers. Okay, so it's Machop. Alright, good. And the problems, like I said, the problems begin once you head into the post game. You have problems with navigation, and the NPCs don't help. They don't tell you where you're supposed to go. So you're basically going into this blind. And then when it comes to the rematch clauses for some gym leaders, especially like the Johto gym leaders, and Kanto, I think too. Why am I switching? You're required to do some missions, some puzzles, and that's where let me put it to you like this. To fight Faulkner, the rematch in Johto, you must capture the legendary birds. So that's Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. Zapdos is the problem. There is this puzzle at the power plant that you're supposed to do to unlock Zapdos. He's hidden deep within the power plant. I'll explain that later. And you have zero navigation. You're not told where you're supposed to go. You're not given clues as to how the puzzle works. It's a giant area with lots of space, and you're supposed to turn these generators on in a specific order. And good luck trying to figure it out. Okay, so that's done. I think I can go and visit the captain now. By the way, that guy's granddaughter, not this guy, the old man that bumped into me. His granddaughter's with the captain, so I don't think that changed in this game. But yeah, going back to that Zapdos thing. There's a lot of areas like that in the game. Some are more straightforward, like when the rematch for Blaine, for example. You're supposed to just go back into the Cinnabar mansion and find his notes. Which brings me to my next point, another good thing about this ROM hack. A lot of the areas from Generation 1 that were scrapped in Generation 2 have been brought back. With new maps, new tiles. I mean, they did an amazing job with these areas in this game. So like the Cinnabar mansion, you go back into that mansion and it's destroyed. And you're able to retrieve the notes that Blaine was looking for. I think those are the same notes that Blaine and Dr. Fuji, or Mr. Fuji, Fiji. I don't know, but it's the notes that that describe the creation of Mewtwo. Forgive me for not being familiar with the source material. Hang on. Let's do a switch. I've never been a fan of the cartoon, so I don't really know the lore that well. I've always been a fan of the games. I've never really been a fan of the cartoon. I thought it was really hokey. But yeah, you go back to areas in the game, like the Safari Zone is open. Here we go. Here's a recurring character too. This is a jabroni named Simon. I don't know what the lore is behind him. I'm assuming he's the character or a callback to the burglar from Generation 2 that says he was looking for his partner. So I think this is the partner. Or it might be just some reference to Twitch Plays Pokemon. I don't know. I missed all of that, by the way. I don't know. Damn. Great. I never watched the streams. I don't know anything about Twitch Plays Pokemon. The whole Bird Jesus and the and Lord Helix, that all passed me by. I didn't find out about that stuff until many years later. I just know that every time you run into this guy, and it's a lot, he gives you good items at the end of the battle. But like I'm saying, the Viridian Forest is back, the Safari Zone is back. The power plant, you get to go in the basement. Even the rocket hideout from Generation 1 behind the casino, that's back. You get to go in there as well. And I think you run into this jabroni again too. So like the post game is a lot larger in this game than it was in the original Generation 2, which makes it worthwhile to play. It's just, again, I can't stress enough how dreadful the navigation is. I remember reading about the somebody complained about that on Reddit one time because I was looking for some sources. I was looking for help. And this was long past the original run of the game too. But one of the main criticisms was those damn puzzles. And not being clear with the instructions on certain rematches. Like Claire, for example. Nobody could find Claire. And if they found Claire, she didn't want to battle you. She said, I don't feel like battling right now, come back tomorrow. But you would go back tomorrow, since this game does use the real in-time clock, like in the originals. She never battled you. So years later, I find out that you're actually supposed to defeat Silver in the Indigo Plateau on Monday or Wednesday to trigger the rematch. Again, how are you supposed to know that? Let's see, Mach, I can use Starmie again. You know, I mean, it's just simple stuff like that. That could have been, this ROM could have been so good, but really the problems begin as soon as you hit Kanto. So hopefully I remember enough to give a good guide about what you're supposed to do when you get to this part of the game. And hopefully I don't bore you guys with commentary, because like I said, sorry. I'm not trying to make you guys laugh. I'm not trying to really, you know, portray a gimmick. I'm just gonna call it straight. You know, you're not gonna get Bob Backlund on these playthroughs if you're hoping for that. You're gonna get me only. I hope I don't miss this rock slide. Of course I get paralyzed. Yeah, but it's another thing too, I'm probably gonna die right now. Oh, okay, good. Yep, paralyzed, okay. Not good. That's another thing about this game too. The physical special split is in this game, and new moves have been added. That's why Aerodactyl has Rock Slide, because in the original Generation 2, Aerodactyl couldn't learn Rock Slide. And we're using stat experience. We're not using the current EV system either, so that means all stats can be maxed out. Which is the case with my team. Team Ferd has had their entire stats maxed out. I may do a video explaining what that is or how to do it in Generation 2, because that's a comment that I'm seeing a lot in in my Battle Tower video. Which, by the way, I still can't believe you guys are watching that video. Thank you so much for that. That's still the level 100 Battle Tower video. Sorry. That's my mom. Buying stuff with my money. But like I was saying though, that Battle Tower video is still the most viewed video on my channel. And that's a video I did 7 years ago. But I should address the stat experience issue one day. Because back in the day, there was... Let's heal up and see first. Back in the day, the way we used to do it was... We would take our Pokemon... Well, let me just explain what stat experience is. It's Generation 1 and 2's version of what the EV system was in Generation 3 up until... I guess... I don't know if they're still using it now, but I guess modern system is the right term. It basically means that all of your stats can be maxed out. And the way you did it was you fought Pokemon in this game. So if a Pidgey... Look at Pidgey's stat spread, for example. We'll use Pidgey as an example. Whatever Pidgey's stat spread is, you'll get that in stat experience points on all your Pokemon stats. So if you were to fight, let's say, 500 Pidgeys, your stats would have gone up as if you fought 500 Pidgeys. Whereas if you fought a Pokemon stats that were even, like a Mew, for example, if you fought 500 Mews, all of your stats would have been balanced out. And in theory, you could actually max out your stats a lot faster if you fight Mews. Since all of his stats are even, all the stats will get the same amount of stat experience and you'll max them out at the same time. That's how it works. So theoretically, if you have like a Game Shark or something and you can trigger the code for Wild Mews, you can max out your stats by defeating 656 Mews. That's stat experience. So in theory, it's a lot easier, but it's way more tedious because of the amount of battles you have to do to maximize the stats. And in Generation 2, the way we used to do that was we used to go to the Ruins of Alph and fight unknowns. I think it was like over 800 battles we had to do. But that's how we did it. I mean, I used to do it with Ditto. Since all of Ditto's stats were even, that took even longer. But that's how we did it back in the day. See, now this is normal. That's what I was talking about with the navigation problems. This is normal. This was in the original game. Let's see what they changed right now. Let's go to Saffron City and try to make our way into Cerulean. This is also normal. This guy leaves once you fix the problem at the power plant. So far so good. Now we're in Saffron. Let's get the TM for Psychic because I'm probably going to end up teaching this to Gengar. There's going to be a whole bunch of fighting Pokemon later on and... Okay. And grass types too that are part poison, so we're going to need Gengar for this. Speaking of which, I will do it later. Let's try to make our way into Cerulean now. Here we go. And here's our second problem. So, right now, the only option that we have, I think, is to go back to Vermilion and go through Diglett's Cave and make our way into Cerulean through Pewter City and then Mount Moon. Unless there's a roadblock there, which there probably is. Because, if you guys remember, the only way to wake up Snorlax is with the radio card from the Lavender City Radio's tower. And we can't get there yet. So it looks like we're going to have to fight Lieutenant Surge in order to get to the next part of the game. So let's take out Nidoking. I already have a Nidoking somewhat ready because I was using it earlier in the run before the Elite Four. So keeping in spirit with Team Furret, we're going to go old school and bring in Nidoking. And to be honest, I don't even know if I'm going to keep using Team Furret, but we're here, so let's just continue with Team Furret. So I'm going to pause it right now and train, and then we'll get back with the Lieutenant Surge battle. Okay, we're back. I just left the Pokemon Center. So let's go ahead and fight Surge. I had to deposit for Alligator, and I had to bring back Starmie because of this. I forgot. I didn't really feel like Teaching a Pokemon cut so late in the game. I'm probably gonna have to anyway, but we'll just do this right now. Let me get rid of my mouse. Sorry about that. Let's battle these jabronis, and so this way I don't get any interruptions when I'm doing the puzzle. Plus, I need the EXP. Nidoking is up front now. So we've gone Team Ferd old school. And I think I did equip it with the soft sand. One of the awesome things about this ROM hack is that you don't have to breed for certain moves. Like Mega Horn, I think Nidoking learns it at level 60 in this game. And the move tutor that was available in the original Crystal version at the game, at the casino in Goldenrod. The requirement was, I think, you defeat the Elite Four, but in this game you just have to defeat the Rockets at the radio tower. And being that this is Generation 2, mixed attacker really means mixed attacker now, in that you don't have to invest in EVs. All stats are maxed out, and Nidoking in this game has good attack and pretty good special attack, so you can really use the special attacks effectively with him in this game. Which is why you see Flamethrower. I was going to go with Fire Punch, since this, it is a physical move now, but you have a lot of Fortress in this game, and they go down faster with Flamethrower than they do with Fire Punch. As you saw, I think in the Elite Four run, I wasn't able to drop a Fortress with a Dragonite, despite being 4 times weak to fire. So, by the way, if I sound different, it's because I got myself another a new pair of headphones. I got the Audio Technica, the M50 USB ones. I don't know what the model is. And the mic is really clear. It's a lot clearer than the old one I was using, which was like a regular $20 headsets that I bought off the street, really, I think. So I can't wait to make calls on this headsets, or headset, I should say. Like I said, I can't think, battle, and talk at the same time. I'm like a dog. I can only do one thing at a time. Pikachu, okay. There we go. So I think I did give it the soft sand. But yeah, like it's a new I have the M50s already. I've had them for a while. And this is one of my favorite pair of headphones just to listen to music. I have 2 pair of headphones, actually. I should say I have the M50s, and I also have the old Beats by Dre, the Pros. So when I'm listening to heavy metal, I crank out the M50s. When I listen to hip hop, which is not a lot these days, and if it is, it's usually the stuff that I grew up with. But I break out the Beats by Dre headphones. Well, they're in pretty good shape considering all these years, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But it's like, the best way to describe these headphones is like having another pair of M50s, but with a microphone. They sound exactly the same. I haven't tested it yet on any calls, but hopefully later on today I can make some calls. Piss off some scammers. Okay, he has Empharo. I don't think they made any type changes this game, so I don't think Ampharos is the dragon type. It's not going to be enough. Oh, okay, good. Okay. Alright, so let's solve the puzzle, then head back to the Pokemon Center, because I didn't bring any elixir with me. Need to restore the earthquake. Okay, I think it's here. No. It's been a while, guys. I'm sorry. You might be here for a while. So I think it should be here. No. Is it on the left or on the right? I forgot. I tried right twice, so let's try left on the second one. Or third. Damn it. I'm using an old joypad, so if you see me doing these erratic movements where I can't move, it's not my fault. It's the joypad is old. Okay, but please be here. Yeah, alright. Now let's go back to the Pokemon Center. I'm gonna do my best to not press the speed toggle button, because I know that annoys some people. So we're gonna do everything at normal pace. It's ironic. I initially my channel was supposed to be a video gaming channel, and the Pokemon Battle Tower videos are the ones that got me up to 300. And then when I started doing scam baiting, I got another 300, and now we're back to what got me to the dance, which is Pokemon. Like, I know there's probably a division amongst the viewers of the channel. Some people are just doing this, are on my channel for the Pokemon vids, and others are just doing for scam baiting. So I'm trying to create the perfect balance and unify the two. I don't know how it's going to be in the long run, but I enjoy playing these games, and I also enjoy making calls. So hopefully everyone is on at least in agreement that the channel is going to stay like this. So Electrode. Okay, hopefully it doesn't self-destruct on me. Okay. Despite the game's obvious flaws with navigation, it is a Gen 2 hack, and I'll be honest, I am biased. Generation 2 was my favorite. So, if you guys want to call me a Gen 1er, that's okay. Agility. I don't know why. Okay, well. It's okay. I don't view that term as negative, because I mean, it is true. I really did enjoy the first two generations. Generation 2 more so. Like when I played this for the first time, the second generation, I mean, it made the originals obsolete. So I never went back to Gen 1. X defend. Hopefully it doesn't have Ice Punch. But I remember the second generation being the most fun I ever had playing a Pokemon game. My issues with Gen 3 wasn't so much that I just hated Gen 3 just for the sake of it. It was just that I found the games very boring. I do remember everybody was excited for Generation 3. Even guys from my generation were looking forward to it. We were very excited for double battles. Even myself, I hate double battles now, but I was excited for it back then. But just the games overall were very boring. Even back then, we were saying too much water. Like, that's how much we dreaded going through Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. But my biggest thing, really what drove me away, was the nature. Ooh, boy. See, that's what I get for talking bad about Generation 3. No, but nature was really what did it for me. In Generation 2, it was just you and the stats. When Generation 3 came in, it was you, the nature, and then the stats. And it made capturing Pokemon really, really tedious. At least for me, though. Because I remember spending 30 Pokeballs on one Pokemon, and I could never get the right nature. And if I did get the right nature, I usually had the wrong ability. And then swap back and forth. It was just really annoying. But again, you know, Generation 3, that Battle Tower video, another reason why I made it to 300 when I was in the early stages of the channel. And there are some things that I did like about Gen 3 too. I don't want to just sit here and trash it. I did really enjoy the I love Steven Stone as the champion. I thought that was a fantastic upgrade from Lance, which I thought I was of the opinion, and all of us back then were too, that Generation 2 had the weakest Elite Four. I mean, look, it was no secret. We were making fun of how easy it was compared to the first generation. It was not a secret back then. But Steven Stone as the champion with Metagross, I thought was fantastic. Let's go back to the Pokemon Center now. Okay, so we're gonna deposit Nidoking now. I'm gonna bring back Feraligatr. So that's one badge down. Now we just have to figure out if we can make it to Celadon City through Diglett's Cave. On that note, I'm probably gonna need cut. So let me deposit. Yeah, here comes the challenge. I mean, if you're watching, you'd be like, just deposit for it. Well, I can't, because if I do that, my niece is watching and I'm gonna have to hear it. And I don't want to hear it. I love my niece very much. So let's see, we're going into there's no wild Pokemon there, so let's do beef. Let's withdraw. Who can learn cut? Oh, right here. I was gonna say Duck Trio, but fuck it, we'll use this. Okay, so let me what am I gonna do first? Let me answer this email first. Like I said, once again, reporting numbers is a full-time job now. So let me answer my email real quick, and then we'll get back with the game. Hopefully the carrier just responded saying that they took down the number. So let me just pause it real quick, and then we'll get back to the game. Okay, we're back. I just responded to 2 emails. And I'm happy to report that both numbers were taken down for fraud. So, just another day. Another good day in scam baiting, I should say. Because it's not every day that I deal with carriers and they actually do their job. So, they were both Publishers Clearinghouse scams. So, that's 2 more numbers out of the system. Those are some of the worst scams out there, and quite frankly, anytime those numbers get taken down, that's a huge win, not just for scam baiters, but for consumers also. So, good on the carrier for that. And by the way, forget everything I said earlier about Diglett's Cave. Apparently we can't go there yet. I'm a jabroni. I forgot. So let's go into, I think, Celadon. And battle, hang on, can I go here? No. Battle Erika, I think. So I had to take out a Pokemon that could learn Cut, and I took out. I had to withdraw Dragonite because we're going into Erika's gym, and I had to put in Feraligatr. So sorry, Feraligatr fans. Now is a good time actually to teach it Cut. It being Victory Bell. And I should also probably teach Psychic to Gengar now. Because we are gonna, I think I'm probably gonna switch it into the lead right now. So we have hang on, let me just do this first. Okay, so we have Dragonite, Gengar, and Aerodactyl as our leads against Erika. So let me teach it Psychic right now, since it is a poison type. Or half poison. I don't know about you guys, but don't you just wish that Gengar was pure Ghost? I never really saw it as a poison type. Let's remove Dark Pulse. I just kind of always wish they were pure Ghost types. And on that subject, let's... I do have the Poison Barb, so let's just give it the Poison Barb. Yes, I do have 3 Master Balls. You can clone in this game. The clone glitch is still here. So, if anybody doesn't know what the clone glitch is, you can basically clone Pokemon here through the through Bill's PC. So when you move a Pokemon and when you're switching a Pokemon, the PC will prompt you to save the game. So if you turn off the game or reset the game when it's trying to save itself, the next time you go back into the PC, you'll have two identical Pokemon. And if the Pokemon was holding an item, you've just cloned the item. So that was how we used to do the rare candy cheat back in the day. It's still in this game. They haven't removed it, and it's also in Prism too. If you can time the reset fast enough. Let's we could start with Aerodactyl first. So I'm assuming that we're gonna have to make it to Lavender through Fuchsia. Unless there's another goddamn roadblock in my way. Oh boy, 76. We're gonna have to do some training after this then. Thank God it's only a Bulbasaur. Why do I have Fly, in case anybody's wondering? Well, because it's the only reliable flying type move in this game that's physical. They did include, not Aerial Ace. What's the other one? The special version of it? I don't even know because I've never used it. But they included that one and not Aerial Ace. Instead, we have Wing Attack. So Fly it is. That's why both Aerodactyl and Beef, which is just code name for Dragonite. Not a nickname, but any Pokemon in the 600 Club, I just refer to them as Beef. Because they pack a punch. So like a Metagross could be Beef. Dragonite is Beef. Just anything with in the 600 Club is that. I should have probably switched. There's another move that they added into Seed Bomb. Speaking of Aerodactyl, there was a comment recently on the Battle Tower video for Crystal, where somebody made reference that my Aerodactyl was a female and therefore had lower attack. I don't think that applied to Generation 2 or in most games really, unless it's like a Nidoking or a Nidoqueen situation where there's two genders of a certain Pokemon. I don't think that matters. But my Aerodactyls are always female. Like, it's a callback to my Generation 1 days, when I traded my Aerodactyl from the yellow version into my silver version, and it turned out to be a female. So the genders that you see are just callbacks to my original save file in the Crystal version that I had back in the day. Also, the Dragonite being female is the same. It came from a Dragonite that I caught in the Safari Zone in Generation 1. When I traded it into silver version, it turned out to be a female. And Dragonite is one of those Pokemon that I've always wanted to have. I always wanted a Dragonite in Generation 1, and I never got one. So when Generation 2 came along, I was able to have a Dragonite. I couldn't actually use it because it didn't have good moves. But, you know, at least I was able to finally have one. It wasn't until I started playing ROM hacks where they implemented the physical special split that I really got to use Dragonite. And it was just a lot of fun to use. I mean, Dragonite is Dragonite for a reason. Then, of course, when I played Generation 5, I was introduced to Multiscale, and it was another ballgame after that. Which I'm going to go on record saying right now, as a Gen 1er, I enjoy Generation 5. I've never played past Generation 3 for many years. So the first time I played the Generation 5 was the ROM hack. Volt White, and Blaze Black, but I played the sequels first. I probably should have played the originals first. Because I thought the ROM hack of Vault White, which was the first game in the Black and White series, was really good. It was hard because I was using Team Furret, but I thought it was fun. So that was my first Gen 5 experience, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I didn't really like Vault White and Blaze Black 2. I thought the sequels were... But I thought the first games were really good. I loved how the champion was that guy. I forget his name, but he looks like Process Box. It was a friend of mine. Because of the green hair. But I really I love the Elite Four battle in the Vault White ROM hack, which was also kind of a surprise too, because I remember the battle was actually pretty easy. I'm surprised how well Team Furret did in that Elite Four battle. It was almost like tailor-made for Team Furret. The rest of the game was pretty hard, just because I was using two Pokemon for most of the run. Just because the moves weren't there. I remember I had to wait until about maybe the 4th or 5th gym before the tutor became available. And then I brought in the rest of the team after that. So it became a lot easier. But for those first 4 or 5 gyms, it was pretty difficult because I was only using them for Alligator and Furret. But definitely the Elite Four was a lot of fun in that game, especially the last 2 battles with the champion Process Box and the guy with the patch, the old man, his dad, or I don't know, I forget his name. I didn't plan on that, by the way, either. I didn't plan to have Dragonite finish most of the final 2 matches. It just sort of happened. Because Process Box he never used the same team throughout the entire run. I remember the second time I ran into him, he had an entire team of the Rotom appliances. And you talk about a rage quit, that was probably the closest I ever came to a rage, because I lost that battle maybe 2 times. So I was not familiar with the Rotom appliances. And then, of course, the final team was a different one. It just happened that Dragonite was able to do her thing. Let's see what Erika brings now. But yes, I'm going on record as a Gen 1er. I did love Generation 5. At least the first game. Vault White and Blaze Black. And not so much the sequels. Okay, so Sludge Bomb. 77. We're going to have to do some training after this. I'll stay in. This is why we have Psychic now. One of the nice features about this game too is that if you maxed out the oh good, I can use Fire Punch now. If you maxed out the amount of times you can use your move, every time you change and you want to swap out, or you want to teach it a new move, the maxed out count carries into the new move, which is why you have 16 Psychic here now. By you, I mean me on the screen. Once again, you know. Can't talk and do something at the same time. Let's bring in Beef now so we can use Fire Punch. Okay. I think this should be enough. It has pretty low defenses. Let's see. Okay, that's not good. Gen 2, people. All stats are maxed out. So this is the one of the arguments. Oh, boy. Oh, okay. This is one of the arguments that was made in favor for the modern EV system. Because all stats were maxed out, Pokemon were like tanks. They could take hits way better than they could now. They can now, sorry. Blossom. Let me change back into Gengar. Which I think is another reason why Stall was so dreaded in this generation. Level 80. Yeah, we're going to have to do some training now. Holy crap. Okay, good. Alright, I'm about to say I think she was going for a full restore, but I think that's out of the picture now. Alright, 69. Yep. Victory Bell. Let's stay in and use Psychic. Probably gonna go for a Solar Beam, but it's not gonna do that much damage anyway. I love Psychic in this generation. Okay, it's going down. I wish they would have kept this animation in future games. There we go, that's Erika defeated, so we're gonna have to do some training now. Okay, so now we have a choice if we should teach... Sorry, thought I felt a sneeze going there and it was a cough. So now comes the choice of teaching Gengar Giga Drain or staying with Psychic. I think we're going to stay with Psychic. Only because I think the only... unless Misty has a Quagsire, then we'll probably be screwed then. We'll see. First, we have to get this. We have to figure out how to get to Vermilion City first. Then I'll worry about Misty. Let's go to the Pokemon Center. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pause this right now again because I just... Looking at my inbox right now, I just got a couple of emails again, so... Let me pause the video right now and... actually, you know what? This might take me some time, so I might actually just have to end it here. So we'll end it here for right now. And it'll... Move my mouse out of the way. It'll give me a chance to figure out exactly where I'm supposed to go to. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys with my commentary, because like I said, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just going to call it straight. But, this will probably be the only, well, if I ever have the courage to do more commentary and videos, I'll probably do it. But for right now, I'm probably just going to do it with this ROM hack. But once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later in the next one.